Mike had just returned home when a terrifying sight stopped him cold. Outside the door, the ground was covered with massive footprints. Judging by their size, they clearly belonged to a fully grown, heavy-built man. Cigarette butts were scattered everywhere, meaning the man had been waiting there for a long time. And all that time, Mike's wife had been alone inside the house. The thought sent a strange fear crawling into Mike's chest. He immediately grabbed his pistol, jumped over the gate, and ran straight toward the house. Moving through a dense patch of trees, he reached the side of the building. Fresh footprints were visible along the narrow path beside the house. The intruder had already gone inside. Mike cocked the hammer on his pistol and quietly entered the house. Music was still playing, but his wife was nowhere to be seen. Panic took over as he searched frantically, finally reaching the bedroom. What he saw inside shattered him. Bloodstains covered the walls. It was obvious a violent struggle had taken place. Mike immediately called his wife. She was in the hospital in critical condition, undergoing emergency treatment. In a weak voice, she told him that a huge man had forced his way into the house. Without saying a word, he had started searching wildly, as if looking for something specific. When he couldn't find it, he completely lost control and brutally attacked her. Mike's brother confirmed the same story. The attacker had left her bleeding on the floor and escaped in a green taxi. At that moment, Mike silently swore to himself he would find this man. The next day, Mike spent hours roaming the city, searching for that green taxi. Eventually, on a side street, he spotted it. He didn't act right away. Instead, he noted down the taxi company's name written on the door. That evening, Mike went to the taxi company, pretending he needed help. The moment the attendant opened the door, Mike quickly pulled a pair of socks over his face. As the door swung open, Mike shoved the gun forward and forced the man inside. He went through all the driving records. One car caught his attention. That vehicle had stopped outside Mike's house just before Mike returned home. The driver's name was Leo, a young man. Mike pulled out his file and studied his photo carefully. Then Mike trashed the office, making everything look like a routine robbery. The next morning, Mike waited outside the company. He watched as Leo stepped out to begin his shift. Mike followed him quietly. Leo stopped by the roadside, waiting for a passenger. Mike approached quickly, pretending he was in a hurry, and got into the taxi. After the car started moving, Mike pulled out his pistol and lightly tapped it against the window. The moment Leo saw the gun, his face went pale. Mike told him to describe the entire trip to his house from 3 days earlier. It had been a long-distance ride, so Leo remembered it clearly. He said the passenger was a large, broad-shouldered man who had come straight from the airport and gotten into his taxi. The man gave him the address of the estate and told him to drive there. Once they arrived, the passenger ordered Leo to wait outside the gate while he went in alone. About an hour later, the man came back out and told Leo to drive him back to the airport. Leo told Mike everything he knew, then began begging for mercy. But Mike raised the gun, aimed at Leo's head, and pulled the trigger without hesitation.